David.
Stephen.
Hey, now, you may have not noticed this. Oh, you're over there, sorry. We're somewhere different. I mean, we're still in...
We're in a different country.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're in Botswana.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just in young David's study.
In my orifice.
Yeah, because why is that, David?
So we've got some work going on in the house.
Yes.
So we're like, right, we need... I'll explain in a second.
Okay,
so we need to get ahead on recording something. So like, right, let's get one done.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to be behind letting all our fans down.
All the fans.
All the fans. All Trev and...
Trev. Yeah, Trev. Shout out to Trev.
He gets mentioned every time.
He does.
We definitely got to get him on one day because he's going to have his own... He'll have his own Trev's fan page.
I got an idea. We should invite him... We should invite him to put a sticker on his taxi. I mean, I think we should ask him rather than inviting him to do it.
No, I don't think we should ask him. We should just put it on there. He's just going...
We won't even know.
You know, he's stupid, isn't he?
We'll put it on the back.
Two fellas like that.
Yeah, that's really funny.
Maybe we get two fellas stickers done.
Yeah, that's a given.
Two fellas hats we could wear to one side or
masks,
backwards.
Two fellas masks, so you can actually look like me and you.
We should do that and see whose face outsells. We'd have to have special sized ones made.
Yeah, A3 for me. Yeah, they could be like full on wraparound, couldn't they?
How funny would that be?
A little bit funny. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
So we're sat here because downstairs there's a little bit of noise and all malarkey going on.
I look funny.
It's nothing new there then.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like we're on casting couch.
Oh.
Whatever that is.
What, like, are you talking like Babe Station or like Fake Taxi? Like Trev's, you know Trev's Taxi is a fake taxi. Did you know that?
Is it?
Is it?
I wonder why he tried getting me in the back of the taxi there one day.
Yeah,
he had a bag of sweets there.
Straight on.
Like that, yeah. And I was like, no, I'm good. I don't like he had those funny, those mint and chocolate ones, those oh god.
Oh. They smell funny, make you feel sleepy.
Yeah, they're horrible. Yeah. I was like, rhubarb and custard and I'll get in the back of your taxi.
Yeah, nah.
And he's never done it since.
What's this episode called?
I said to you, I knew you were going to be a prick and say this. Seeking and coping.
No.
For help.
No.
Fuck.
Come on, David.
Helping.
No.
I was going to look on my phone.
Don't.
But I said to you before, and I knew you were going to ask me, so I remembered. And then
Seeking help.
And coping.
Is that it? That is it, yeah. Although I can't get it out of my head, but it's like seeking
help and coping. Yeah.
Seeking.
Like seeking helicopter.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it?
Seeking helicopter and coping.
Yeah. There we are.
Seeking
helicopters.
Help. Seeking help and coping.
Seeking helicopters in Copenhagen. That sounds like something fucking Tony Robinson would you know, the guy from Type Team.
Yeah.
He would be all over that as a documentary. Shout out to Tony Robinson if you're listening and be interested in doing a documentary on seeking helicopters in Copenhagen. Just let me know. I mean, you could be seeking helicopters in Copenhagen, couldn't it? Right, anyway.
Fucking hell. Look at the caricature.
Yeah, who dare?
I'd done me, my two sons and the old man. I think it's quite cool, that.
That is pretty cool.
Oh, me and Farley.
Who did that?
A chap called Lukewarm. That's not his real name, but it's Lukewarm. Caricature is very good.
Well, I mean,
very
that would be
impressive.
really, really, like, silly if that was his real name.
It is his real name.
Lukewarm.
Warm.
As in
lukewarm.
As in not hot.
What other warms do you know?
No, lukewarm. Like, oh, that's lukewarm.
That's the whole idea of it.
I get it now, yeah. Shout out to lukewarm. I hope you're not too hot, but also equally not too cold.
And we've got...
Who dat?
King Kenny.
King Kenny.
Yeah.
King Kenny the boxer. So,
me and
moving
Kendall.
on.
This is my old dog, King Kendall.
Seeking help.
Seeking help and coping.
Yeah.
Coping and seeking help. No, was it?
I feel like you need to seek help for your memory loss. Because you are just... I mean, do you even know what we're doing here right now?
I think so.
Yeah.
Doing a podcast.
Yeah, on seeking helicopters in Copenhagen.
I do have a bad memory sometimes. I don't know why. But it's always been bad. Like
Yeah.
even when I was young, it was bad.
But do you think that's because you've got a lot going on in your noggin?
Maybe my sister's, as far as I know, has always been as bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's like a hereditary thing.
Could be, yeah.
What about grandpa? Shout out to grandpa.
Yeah, grandpa, or dad, donk. He's got shit memory anyway.
What about his dad?
He's dead, so he's got his memory.
Yeah, but
crap.
what was it like when he was alive?
No
What
idea.
about his dad?
He was in the war.
What about his dad?
He was hanging out with Julius Caesar.
What about his dad?
He was in a cave somewhere.
Fair enough.
So, but none of them remember anything.
No, because they're all dead. Which is a real shame.
I do think that'd be weird if everyone came back alive like
Do you
that.
not find it weird that there is like an upper limit of age?
An
Do you not
upper
find
li-
that weird?
What do you mean an upper limit?
Well, majority of people will die between the ages of 80 and 100. Like that seems like a flaw.
What, a flaw in humanity?
Yeah.
What do you mean a flaw? But it depends which way you come from. That's just the way life is.
Well, I know, because we've accepted it. I get that. But do you not find that to be... I mean, why not live forever?
Oh yeah, well that's a conversation, isn't it? That you could go on and on and on about why do we breathe? Like why is it?
I think we're actually...
Obviously to stay alive, but
I think that oxygen is toxic. And it takes us around... And we're not actually meant to be living on this planet. Because I think,
shitballs.
I think oxygen is toxic. And that's why we die. Because over time, it degrades ages us. Because how cool would it be for you to... Every single ancestor that's you've ever had... I mean, I appreciate it would lead to overpopulation and shit like that.
a trillion people would just be still stood in it.
Well, they're all alive. And you could go out to a restaurant and you'd be like, all right, my mucker. And they'd be like, oh, who's this, David? And you'd be like, oh, this is my grandfather, and this is my great-great-grandfather, and my great-great-grandfather, and my great-great-great-grandfather, and my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather,
Yeah,
and my
but you'd be
great-great...
there all fucking week just before you even sat down. But doesn't that... And I know you're being funny, but also
I'm serious.
Well, you were trying to tell a joke then. Mm-mm. But also you're being serious. But fucking Tommy Tank over here again. But doesn't that make life more special? That it's
limited.
It's limited, yeah. I understand, like, if you lose a child, then obviously that is horrendous, or you lose a loved one when they're young, or even 30.
Chinese.
Sorry?
Did you just say they're Chinese?
I don't think so. If they're young...
Oh, sorry. Anyway, carry on.
What? Do you want to carry on with that part?
No, I literally thought you said Chinese.
Because you look mildly embarrassed.
No, not at all. Not at all, never.
So, but wouldn't that take away the beauty of life? It's just like, oh, don't worry, I'll see you.
Yeah, but I think that's a retrospective thing, isn't it? Like, I think now that because we know that, it's almost like the fact that life is precious has made us behave in that way. But if we always knew that we were going to live forever,
gonna live forever.
Anyway, I feel like this is another topic that we decided not to do.
I wanted to do this topic, but you said you didn't because you're weird.
Well, that's just what it is. It is what it is.
Maybe
Can
you
you
should
just put your head down a little bit? Because when you go up like that, I can just see right up your nose. And it's literally like the Blackwall Tunnel.
You can fucking climb up there.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's awesome.
Have you done no, I'm just talking about your nostrils. Have you done a lot of coke in your time? I'm just trying to think why they're so wide. Like, what is going on?
I've never touched.
No, I didn't think you had
before. But I tell you, if I could, fucking Henry the Hoover with
what
his nostrils.
What is going on? They are so wide.
Do you know when you look at someone sometimes, and then you look at them, and you just look just above their eye like that? Do that to a mate next time. Honestly, it's so funny. Just go. You're walking into a.
Why are you doing that?
You're all right, mate.
Yeah, it's really
just
strange.
look just away from the right. It's really
off-putting.
Disconcerting. It's like you're like looking around, like it's just very strange.
It's like,
so do we want to carry on with this?
They call it the boxer's glare. Did you know that? That's what it's called.
When you look just off the right, is it?
Yeah, the boxer's glare. Yeah.
Do we need to go any further about my nose?
No, we're all right
No,
for
it's
now.
look, look at the bone in that fucking
No, I
nose.
think we've all got bones in our nose, darling.
My
Apart
mate
from,
hadn't, Jules hadn't.
Daniela Westbrook. Shout out to Daniela. Shout out Daniela if you're listening to this.
Talking of
love your nose, babe.
talking of drug use and
Daniela's listening.
and people that maybe have done
Drugs in the past. I don't think she has. I think she's clean.
in the past.
Yeah, no, I don't think she's ever done it.
Oh, that's weird, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Her nose has fallen out and she's come out saying about her drug addiction.
Yeah, I know, but I think she was just seeking attention. You know, I think it was probably... Daniela, get in touch with the show and let us know your story. That'd be cool.
No, don't, thank you. So should we carry on this path, or do you want to do the seeking Copenhagen?
Seekings in Copenhagen.
I'm not even taking the piss, I can't.
Yeah, no. Well, that would be a first, wouldn't it? So I'm just wondering now about the mechanics of all of this. I mean, I'm quite happy to carry on down that route.
Don't analyse it, just fucking...
but, you know...
Don't sit there...
Yeah, fucking let's do it. Go on then, off you go.
So what are we talking about?
Yeah, no.
Seriously, what do you want to...
Yeah, shit
It's
on
a
it.
bloody...
Yeah, like life and the afterlife and all that kind of shit is tricky.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about
Life.
Life after the after.
Not just
where
just
I don't know.
life.
We'll come up with a title for
Yeah.
after.
I'm sorry, you're over there. Yeah, it just Well, this is a classic example. We just haven't got a fucking clue what's going on.
Okay.
Some cheese. Have you got any cheese? I'm so hungry. It's all right. We'll do it after. We'll get some food after.
If this episode gets released and
Whoa,
previously you hear of a Dave Sargent local being found just mauled to death and like ripped chunks taken out.
Too
of
much
me,
cartilage.
it could be. Take some chewing through that bucket, wouldn't it?
Fuck that.
That would take some punching out, wouldn't it?
You know when you get like a really gristly drumstick? None of that. So what?
So when you eat a sausage sometimes and you have that like
gristle? Yeah, it's not for me. What's your like beliefs then? Let's start there. What are your beliefs as far as? I'm sorry, just 1 second. Let me fucking ask the question first. What are your beliefs as far as what happens after death goes?
Oh, someone's getting a bit fucking. So, I'm not religious.
That's not what I asked.
If we're going to converse, you know when we usually do.
Yeah,
like
go on
when
then, get on with it.
You say a question
Just
and
get
then
on with it. I'm so hungry. Can you just get on with it, please?
are you that hungry?
Well, I've not eaten.
Do you want to go
Do you know
down?
the last thing I fucking ate was that pasty last night?
Did that go straight?
Shout out to Johnny Cowlin.
Oh yeah, that was a great night. Last night.
Yeah.
That was a really good crack. Go and see Johnny Cowlin.
Yeah, good.
Couldn't say anymore.
Anyway,
but it's super.
back to
Did it go
the
straight
afterlife.
through you?
No, it didn't. It was all right. I was impressed. I think
Held on.
my stomach was grateful for the offering. Because that again,
Thank you, Master. Can I have your pasty?
But that
your
is
stomach
all I
and
ate
rectum.
yesterday.
Ideal, good for you. It's
know?
amazing.
Right, let's
I ate
crack
a lot
on.
more.
What
so
the
what? So
fuck?
I'm not I'm not religious. And as I've got older, when I was younger, I always, even when I was younger, sort of a teenager, I wondered what we were doing here and what it was all about. I've always been curious on.
And what did you come up with?
No, I didn't really understand what I was even thinking about when I was younger. I still don't now, but I believe that
Children of the future. Oh no, sorry, go on.
This is just a meat suit. It's the finest.
Shout out to all the vegans. Sorry, go
It's
on.
the finest prime meat suit, but there's a soul inside of us. And
What?
when...
Oh, sorry, go on. I've just got so many questions. You go
Did
first.
you eat like a lemon then? Was that a lemony... Because you're... Like that?
No, I was just trying to contain myself because I've just got so many
Fuck
questions.
for that, and I can finish what I'm saying. So I believe that when you pass, like, your soul leaves you and you're just left with meat and bones, which then gets buried or burnt or whatever happens. So I believe then...
Where does the soul go?
I'm not sure. My dad believes in the afterlife and sort of death and and that there's spirits and
Well, I mean, but you believe in death, right?
of course, I believe in death. Oh my God, there's another conversation. So, do we die, or does life carry on? But in this world, that was a weird noise.
So have you seen that District 7 or District
9? District 9.
Have you seen that?
No.
The prawns in it.
No.
That's what that noise is.
Great.
Sorry, go on.
So maybe life
Shout out to District 9.
Maybe life doesn't stop. Maybe death doesn't happen. Maybe your life carries on, but in just a different form.
So are you talking about reincarnation?
No. Just talking about your soul just lives on. So that's my without us going in all off on loads of tangents, because we could sit here for days talking about this. So that's what I believe. This is a meat suit. You die.
Yeah.
Your spirit leaves your.
But where does it? So what do you believe happens?
I haven't come to any sort of huge, groundbreaking thought on that. But I don't believe that this is it. There was David Baddiel was on the radio months back, and he's him and Frank Skinner obviously used to be the sort of two comedians. They used to do a lot of TV together, and Frank Skinner's incredibly religious, and David Baddiel isn't at all. Two complete polar opposites. And David Baddiel said something really interesting. He said that he wished that he could believe in religion. So I can't remember. Frank Skinner was Catholic, Christian. I apologise if that's wrong. I don't want to insult Frank Skinner. Not that he's going to listen to this.
All Catholics.
Or yeah.
Shout out to Mary. Sorry, go on.
Quite contrary.
No.
How did you?
Mary, she's the mother of God, and the Lord is with thee.
He wanted to believe in religion because of what it brought to Frank's life. Frank was very content and actually believed, and he was so staunch, or he is, sorry, he was in this particular article, in this interview, but David Baddiel wanted to believe in religion because of how much joy it brought Frank, but he couldn't because he couldn't understand it. It wasn't in his... And I'm exactly the same. I'd love to believe in a religion. It doesn't mean I'm right or wrong.
Why don't you believe in it?
Oh God, I don't believe it's true.
Why?
Because I don't, oh God, I don't want to upset anybody.
You're not going to.
I don't believe that, I believe that Jesus existed.
Yeah.
I believed he was around. I don't believe in all the stories.
Did you believe he had long hair?
I've never really, maybe because he didn't have scissors to cut his hair, I don't know. He could have tied it back, couldn't he? Because he kept getting in his eyes. So
Do you believe he was crucified?
No.
You don't?
I don't know. Do I believe that? If someone had a gun to my head, I'd probably say no.
So you believe Jesus existed?
Yeah.
And people obviously wrote about... So do you believe in the Bible?
Not particularly. Elements of it, but
so
not...
how and why do you believe in Jesus?
I believe he existed. I believe there's stories that are true. So I suppose I'm contradicting myself.
Because people obviously wrote about him, otherwise you wouldn't know about him.
On the flip side, really? Do we know that for 100% sure? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But some people are like, I don't believe the whole of the Bible and all the stories. I believe there was certain people and it's fitted a certain agenda at the time. And even now, I think that's the same.
So Jesus existed and he was just a normal geezer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't do anything special?
Not particularly, no. I think he maybe did some... But I think it's fitted.
Didn't have his little posse of 12
John
blokes.
Paul, George and Ringo and all that. Or no,
didn't have any of that.
Yeah, I think there might be a gang
just mates.
Gang of mates. Yeah, that's what I believe. Honestly.
Okay, so why did people write about him?
Because maybe he did good in the community.
Right.
So he did good in the community, and it's just
a bit like Paul Bickycrumb and people like that. Like, what's the dude that picks up all the rubbish?
Julian.
Shout out to Julian.
Julian Hutchinson, top bloke.
So let's just 1 second. Julian Hutchinson does a lot in the community, right? So, I mean, normally he's walking around on his own. He's got like 11 or 12 people following him around. In like 100 years...
Will he be written about? No,
Yeah.
probably not, and that's no disrespect to him. But back in the day, maybe that would have been different. Maybe people, because he was just different. Maybe Jesus. I don't really know. I just believe that. My belief is I don't believe the whole of the Bible.
No, and I get that. Some of it is a little bit far-fetched.
Yeah, like making fish into 1,000 fish pies or something.
No, so you've got that wrong, and
I can't remember what it was.
Part of the problem. He turned water into wine.
That takes some fucking doing.
Yeah,
without any grapes.
And we don't know. See, people might have missed that bit out.
See, there you
see
go.
what I mean?
See, that's what I'm.
It's a bit like.
See, that's my point. That's that point in case in
Yeah.
point, or whatever. That it's like tell a story, but tell it properly. If
But
these are the facts.
People might have just been a little bit. I mean, for example, the geezer gets nailed to the cross, right? And
I'm laughing at geezer, by the way.
And for all we know, there was a trio of medics walking past, like after
St John's ambulance.
Everyone had gone, and they think, fucking hell, that fucking poor bloke nailed to that cross. Let's get him down, and they take him.
It sounds like you're. Sorry, 2 seconds. It sounds like you're jesting, but you believe. Yeah. So
taking
it
him
just
down.
Sounds like you're being slightly offensive, but you're
carrying
not.
him.
It's just the way you're telling
And they've
it.
got this little cave that is where they, because there was no shops or units available for rent or anything like that, and they took him in this cave to, and they fixed him up. They
put
did
a boulder in.
Well, no, because what they had to do, they were like, oh, Jesus, we probably didn't say that.
No, they definitely wouldn't have said that.
We were actually on our way to somewhere else to help another family that needed, it was like an emergency, like a 99 blue lights call.
Or something
Do you know what I mean? So what we'll do, we've bandaged him up, we've given him, crushed up some stinging nettles and rubbed it on his wounds and stuff. Let's leave him.
Did they do that to wind him up or something? You think you've done good in the community?
Let's leave him here. Let's leave him here, right? But did you see the other day there was that poster up in the square about bears? So what we better do is let's put this boulder over the front. It'll be fine for a couple of days, yeah? And we'll come back and get him. Meantime, Jesus laying there. What the fuck? What's going on? What's going on? He stands up.
He's all brand new.
Fuck me.
Bit of a stinging nettle mark.
Yeah, hole in his side. I mean, maybe the stitches failed. I don't know.
Probably could be the nails in the hands are a problem.
Yeah. Well, no, but I think, again, they might have just been scabs. People might not have been used to seeing
but they
scabs.
nailed him to the cross.
Yeah, no, but they, I just think maybe they cleaned it out. Because people have holes in their ears, don't they? They cleaned it out and they were like, do you know what, it's all clean. We've put some antiseptic on it. It'll be all right. And of course he's like, fucking hell, oh, push the boulder over. And you would then be surprised, wouldn't you? And I'm not being funny, because now I'm sure he was a fucking true and decent geezer, right? Don't get me wrong. But, if someone come up to you and was like, fuck me, you were dead,
Well, that's what I mean.
How did you manage that? And he's gone, hang on, I'm onto something here. Fucking hell. Yeah, hey! Yeah, I rose from the dead.
That's basically what I'm saying is it's all... there's certain stories, but it's been...
Embellished.
That's a very good word. I was going to say a different word, which might sound offensive.
I should say, obviously, that's just an alternative. I'd be really interested to know if there was an alternative Bible version.
You could write one.
Because I'm thinking, like the water to wine.
You get nailed to the cross.
He's like, a little bit of fucking red food colouring. Do you know what
He would have had red berries back then.
You wouldn't have known. You wouldn't have known.
2 stones.
Was it fish to bread?
I don't know because I don't because.
No, I think that's a bit of a downplay. I think. I mean, I'd be alright with a bit of fish and some wine. Like, why change it into bread? All those carbs. Like,
I don't know. I don't really know the story, so I can't.
No.
So anyway, yeah, that's what I believe,
Okay.
and I don't have any problem with anybody believing in black magic or but I'm
the
just
chocolates.
But I'm just giving a spectrum: Muslims or Hindus or whatever it might be. People have their own
Whatever
beliefs.
the religion is, yeah.
Yeah, I've got no problem with any of that.
No.
And I love talking to people that believe in X or Y or whatever it might be, because I
Are you
find
an atheist?
it'd be interesting to know what what Wikipedia says an atheist is.
I think it's basically someone that doesn't believe in any kind of higher.
I believe there's something, but I can't understand. I cannot understand how we can be on this massive fucking rock
hurtling through space,
like whatever, like that, spinning, and we're sat here, a couple of dicks, sat here on a sofa. You think about it, it genuinely blows my mind, and it actually makes me feel quite emotional.
Quite sick.
No, not sick. It makes me feel quite emotional because I think, what the hell's going on? What? And it's just, we're just blasting along, if that's the belief, into darkness.
I mean, that's
like
another.
Darkness.
Well, we are still. This is still a byproduct of the Big Bang. Did you know that?
We're all over.
Did you know that though?
Well, obviously I knew that.
Like, the fact that
That's what they say.
because we're
They.
I've seen this. We're obviously rotating, right, like that, and we're moving, and the sun's going round as well, and it's, but we're hurtling because we've come from that.
I've just said all that. What was in the Big Bang? What was it, like a black hole blew up or something and then shit flew out?
There was nothing. That's what gets me. There was literally nothing.
What was the explosion from?
There was nothing.
But if there was nothing, what was in the nothingness? So this blows my mind.
Another dimension.
So before the Big Bang, what was before the Big Bang? Was it So if...
What was before the Big Bang?
Help you with that.
Holy shitballs, usually get something.
Fucking hell.
Because if we came from nothing, and it's just nothingness,
Yeah.
like it's everywhere you look now, you imagine, right? You imagine everywhere's black.
Yeah.
Every direction is nothingness, and
Nothing.
we're not here chatting bollocks. What's here?
I don't know.
I was waiting for this. Like, well,
No, because this is
Stephen Brookes.
This is one of my things. So for me,
do you want to say your standpoint on what you believe in?
so I was very much brought up. So I've just realised the huge irony. I was very much brought up in a loving Christian family, right? And went to church every week. I was in a church choir. That's how I met Ria for the first time.
You did nearly said it then.
Yeah.
Were you a good choir boy?
I was a good choir boy. The Rough, it's called.
And I got no problem with people being in choirs.
I was good.
It just,
And then I become an altar boy after that.
you moved up the ranks quite quickly.
Yeah, I was a good boy, that's why. And, I suppose, do I believe... I suppose it's a bit like...
What did you believe back then?
It's difficult. I went to church, and I guess it was a given, because that's what I was surrounded by.
I suppose, on the other hand, if you didn't go to church, that's what you were surrounded. Like, I didn't go to church when I was younger, and
it was a given. It was. Why would I argue with it? Because it's.
This is what you're
just
told.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
What do I believe now? I mean, I've not been to church for a lot. I enjoy going to church at Christmas because it's nice to sing carols and shit like that. I quite enjoy that. Chris Dingle and things like that.
She's a good girl.
Yeah, shout out to Chris. But
and Dingle.
But do I believe in Jesus.
What do you believe? What do you believe now? Not necessarily like do you believe in Jesus, but what do you believe now?
As far as what?
What we're talking about?
What are you talking? Death, pre-life, afterlife?
Whatever you want to believe in. Whatever you want to talk about. Whatever it is.
I
Do you believe it's the end when we die? Do you believe
my views are becoming more formed as I'm getting older.
And what is that view that you're forming?
So I once believed that we went to heaven, right?
Because that's we're told that, aren't we? So you know, heaven and hell and
yeah. And then I kind of believed in like an afterlife, and I still do. Probably 80% of my belief is of an afterlife. So, there's a lot of unexplained things, like when you see someone that you know you've never met, but you recognise and you know them, and you kind of feel something.
Yeah.
I believe that is potentially someone that you once knew. The problem is when you start talking about this stuff, you come across as crazy. I don't care, but Ria's. Have you ever heard of anyone having regression therapy?
yes, where you go back to afterlife.
Yeah, pre-life. Well, your previous life.
Yeah.
So Ria's brother had regression therapy, and he has got really, really, really bad eczema. Like, as in his skin is all cracked and it bleeds and weeps and everything like that. Interestingly enough, when he went back regression therapy,
He was eczema cream.
so he died in a fire. Now,
Okay.
You could argue that that's true. You could argue that that's, some bint that was doing the regression therapy went, hey, so scaly skin, fall out, brilliant.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I think I kind of agree with you. Jesus, you're right.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with you
that was loud.
in that I think your soul lives on and goes elsewhere. The only things that I find a little bit difficult and therefore irrelevant is that we don't remember. Because if you don't remember that you've been alive and now you're in a different soul, then it kind of blows my mind a little bit. If you remembered, if you woke up and you're now like an ant, for example, like, oh, fucking hell, it's a bit much, I used to be a human.
We're hurtling along at 1 million miles an hour, whatever it is, in space on a fucking rock. Some people believe it's flat.
Yeah.
So why would we remember? Why aren't we just? Why is everything this way then? You go on and on and on and on and on.
It is, but then
So why would you remember?
For me, one thing is definite, as far as I'm concerned, and that is, I would say it's almost impossible that you die and that's it.
I'm completely with you on that, and a little tiny part of me is that David Baddiel thing. It's like, am I believing this because I want to believe it, and this is what I've made myself believe because it makes me feel like actually this, when I die.
Try and think about it scientifically.
Else.
Just try and take emotion out of it for a second, right?
Okay.
If so that cupboard there, right? Is it dark inside there? I imagine so. It's got no windows.
So if you close the doors, it's dark.
So let's say you fucking just kicked off and you were like, right, I'm gonna fucking lock you in that cupboard. You're never fucking coming out, right? I'd be in there, like, I wouldn't be able to see, hear. It would be completely pitch black, right? A bit like you're dead, right? The world could go on for trillions and trillions of years. What am I doing? I mean, apart from being in the cupboard. Like, but if you...
What's your fucking point? Where are you going
So
with
let's
this?
say you die. Right, let's say there's nothing. There is nothing, right?
Yeah.
You die.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Exactly.
But that's my point.
Yeah.
So it's almost impossible for me to comprehend that for the gazillion years that is forevermore, right? You don't exist.
But that's part of pretty much what I'm saying is that is part of me going, oh my God, it's actually the end. It can't be. I don't want to believe.
No, but it can't be.
I don't think so. No, but I've got no evidence to prove otherwise.
No, I know, but this is the fucked up thing because, 9 times out of 10, you only know you've been asleep when you wake up, right? Agreed or?
Well, 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Unless you wake up.
Oh, if you dream, sometimes you know you're dreaming, so you can kind of think,
Yeah.
I'm asleep. Yeah. So I'd say you're probably not going to know that you've died.
No.
So you're not going to know you've died. And if you never, ever, ever have another thought, what the fuck?
And why are you worrying? Not you. Why do people worry about what other people think? When you're fucking dead, no one gives a shit. As in 100 years, no one's going to, unless you're Jesus or Eddie Murphy or someone that's famous. I don't know. It's
Shout out to Eddie Murphy, fucking dirty bastard. Cool.
No, it's not Eddie Murphy.
Is it not?
No, you're thinking of Bill Cosby.
Oh shit! Sorry, Eddie. I'm taking that back.
Oh my God.
Sorry, Eddie. Don't sue me. I've got no money.
Eddie. I don't think Eddie Murphy's been in any
allegations.
Yeah, no. Let's just move on from that.
Let's move on, Eddie.
It's definitely Bill Cosby. Yeah,
Oh,
he's
okay.
got entangled in some horrible, nasty,
mess.
horrible bastard.
Yeah.
But so if you, I can't remember where I was going with it. Sorry.
How's this for an explanation? I heard this a little while ago. People talk about seeing the light.
Yeah.
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 What if that is you coming out of the vagina, being reborn?
Oh well, people say that, don't they?
Yeah.
Being reborn, it starts all over again. Could be. I don't know. Is there real hard evidence to prove?
No.
I don't know.
This is the problem.
But I'm not poo-pooing that. But I believe that 10 times more than the full story about Jesus.
Yeah.
And also, I've always been one, as it's made clear on all these podcasts, that I'll always go for an alternative than whatever.
I just think that's because you like to argue. I think that's
no, it's not like I like to argue.
No.
That was slightly argumentative. But I don't know. I've always been a bit like that.
Yeah, I can see that.
But it doesn't mean like I don't, because I love having conversations with people about various subjects that are different to my opinion. So I love hearing other people's...
It's great for the brain.
Yeah, brain.
So, here's another view. Remember I said about my views are changing? God, this is going to make me sound like a fucking psycho. I am believing more and more and more that this is a simulation.
I do have my own beliefs on that, yes.
And do you know what the funny thing is? I think that is fucking so much more plausible than anything we've just discussed.
I would come to the conclusion that it's a stimulation. The idea of travelling on a huge rock at 10,000 miles an hour, whatever it is, and you're like that, and the sun's going around, you've got the other planets, and you're moving out
into blackness.
How you're moving out when there's nothing, because you're not moving out, because there's nothing to move out to, if that makes sense.
There's no edge.
Yeah. Because I always used to think when I was younger, like early teens, were like, when you got to the end, what if it's just a brick wall? And I'd be like, yeah, but then you'd have to get a shovel out and dig through the brick wall. But so that's why I think it's crazy, because what the fuck is going on? So a simulation. I'd just like to say stimulation.
No, but it's just a bit annoying. Anyway, go on.
Oh, well, you get over it. That's where what's your reason for thinking it's a stimulation?
Because it's the thing. God, I'm gonna get fucking sectioned. Because it's the thing that makes the most sense to me.
Yeah, but you need to give a what? Because what? Because it makes more sense than.
Because so many other things don't make fucking sense.
I know.
But we fucking accept them like they're a given.
So potentially you think that this is a stimulation, and the story of Jesus is completely real in the simulation.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not real. It's just we're all characters
So
playing our part in a simulation. And you know, oh no, I can't say that.
you can go on.
Right, I want to prefix this because I don't want to be sued. All right, what I'm about to tell you is mild humour, and I do not want anyone to do it ever. You know the little silica packets that say "do not eat." That
Yeah.
you get that.
Yeah.
There are people that think that if you eat them, you wake up, and they're like, do not eat these.
I don't believe that for a second.
What? That's like you wake up, that's the way out of the simulation, is because you get them everywhere. They're fucking everywhere, aren't they? Well, no one knows what they fucking do.
It's just like a moisture thing, isn't it?
Because it's what you've been told.
Well, no, of course. We've been told that fucking picture's going to stay on the wall because if you put a bloody hook behind it.
But ultimately,
I've been told
but
I've
why
got a
can't you
ball
eat
bag.
them?
I've
'Cause
been
they
told
dry you
that's a
out.
penis.
Because they dry you out. Is that why you can't eat them?
Dry you out.
Why can't you
mate.
eat them?
I don't fucking know. Try it. Should we try it? We'll do a live pod and see
what
where
if
you
we
go.
wake
But on the other hand, how can I poo-poo that? Because I'm not poo-pooing it. I'm just trying to push it. How can I say that's wrong? Because you could sit here and go, do you know what? I believe that when you die, you come back as a bird. Everyone comes back as a bird. I'm just bear with me.
Yeah.
But again, and then you could say, but that's part of the stimulation. Everyone comes back as a bird. Maybe. I don't know. Because you can't poo-poo that. Because how do you know it's right or wrong?
You don't.
You can't say but. And don't word it in a different way. Cramp.
Oh, brilliant. It's a great clip.
My socks.
Oof. Oh, God.
Old knees.
Oh, knees. See, in my mind, it's very much like The Matrix.
That's
Shout
really-
out to Keanu Reeves.
Keanu.
Keanu Reeves.
No, Keanu.
Keanu.
That's one of those words. Stop
Oh,
saying
sorry,
it.
Keanu.
Keanu.
That is how I imagine it in its entirety.
So you think
I
we
think
sat
we are
there
all
in that
plugged
liquid
in.
with yeah.
Because I think, it's incredibly clever for the creators, right, of not the Matrix, the simulation, right, to let us believe that we have, we've created this, we've evolved, we've gone through all these revolutions, we've come up with this tech, like the Industrial Revolution and stuff like that. We've kind of gone through we've gone through all this stuff, and we're making these big discoveries, but then there's lots of things that don't make sense, like the Mandela effect, for example.
Pyramids.
Pyramids.
Where the hell were those
Where
made?
the fuck did they come from? Makes no sense. But Mandela effect is just
obscenely
because
accurate.
something happened in the simulation, we fucked it up. It's almost like
that's
we're
a valid
in
point.
a big petri dish of like, right, okay, let's see if we give these people these things, let's see what they do with it. They fucked it up so badly that we needed to just almost like restore the backup and run it again. And some of us have got memories of different things.
Fruit of the Loom's a good one on that.
Yeah, there's loads.
Yeah.
I mean, we should do a whole episode on the Mandela effect. I think it'd be brilliant.
Yeah, we should.
I fucking love that shit.
Yeah.
I fucking love it, yeah. And I think that is what happens. I think, when you wake up, I guess, you get reassigned.
Part of my belief system is that it's all running like there's every eventuality running at the same time.
Yeah. Are we talking
Some
still in a
people-
simulation or?
You can put it as a simulation and your path just changes, but all of those, like I'm sat here with someone else or I'm going out now or finished already.
Yeah. Oh, God, I totally
So
believe
that's
in that.
part
yeah.
of something I have thought about quite a lot.
That is, scientifically, that's entirely possible. The whole kind of realities and that
They're all
kind of
because
stuff.
because we don't move forwards and backwards in time. So not backwards, we don't move forwards in time.
No, but I
So
think...
time doesn't. To me, time doesn't exist.
No.
And that people are like, you're fucking mental. Of course it exists. No, it doesn't.
Doesn't.
Because it's a human construct. Construct. Yes. Right.
Yeah. Shout out to
all humans.
Gareth Weeks, who uses that word a lot. human construct.
2:23. So we say it's 2:23. Well, it doesn't mean anything. It means
Doesn't.
nothing. You strip away time.
No, doesn't make any sense at all. And what if? Why can't we? Why can't we live during the night?
Yeah.
Who said we had to live during the day?
Well, I suppose that's just part of we've evolved over time to that's the way we live. I suppose.
So everything we do is just how. This is what I mean. Like it's just. Have you seen? There's a program or a short or something like that where there's
excuse me.
a world
Sorry,
in a fridge.
sorry.
Some people they've got like a world in a fridge. Have you seen that?
No. Okay, you're sorry.
It's a little bit like well, it's a bit like fucking Men in Black. I don't believe in that, but you know where they got Orion's got the universe,
around
and
yeah.
you know,
No, totally, yeah, no.
You know all these little things, and it's just and I agree with what you're saying. I think there's multiple versions of our, even if they don't do the backup kind of thing that I was just talking about, there's multiple versions of the same thing going on at the same time.
Sorry.
Sometimes you get moved over to a different one, and that's why you're like, oh, I don't remember it being like that.
Yeah.
And it's like a fucking great big experiment.
So
Who's controlling it?
who's controlling it? Do you think?
So, oh God, I really am going to get sectioned. No,
Rhea?
I'm gonna say the word, but people are instantly going to go elsewhere. Aliens, right? Because of course they will be alien.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily talking about anything like that. But I think
Rhea then. Joke.
But yeah, just not us.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Or us. Maybe or us. Like this is the fucking scary shit. Like, how do we not? It may well be that one of these great big fucking disasters back in time. The rock hitting the fucking thing and wiping out the dinosaurs.
Do you believe that?
I don't know.
I don't.
The Hiroshima or whatever it's called in Japan. The bombings and stuff like that.
I wasn't laughing about the bombers as the way you pronounce it.
What if that wiped everyone out? And there was, we see these movies where people go in, the most important people in the world go into a fucking vessel of some kind, and they went, oh, do you know what? We're going to stay in this vessel and we're going to have people. There's so many. I don't think it's a coincidence that there's so many fucking films that have been made that play to that narrative that we all think are like, oh, great films, but where the fuck did that idea come from? You got Bruce Willis, shout out to Bruce, with the, that you stay in your flat and you've got a robot that you control that walks around. We don't need to go out anymore. Like, that's
what film's that?
Oh, I can't remember what it's called, but it's really good.
Is it?
Yeah, and it's what, 10, 15 years old,
But why? Okay.
There's
why?
the Truman Show.
Yeah,
right?
well.
There is, fucking hell, there's so many.
But I'm inclined to believe you, but why does that have to be a truth in that? Why? There's all sorts of weird and wonderful films out there.
Because
why does that have to be true?
Because part of me thinks that
fucking socks.
In a really fucking weird way, like we're just approaching an AI revolution, right? Artificial intelligence.
Well, we're already in it, aren't we?
Yeah, but it's going to become absolutely huge. And we don't seem to be worried about it. We don't seem to be bothered about it. Masses, I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the...
Oh, no, I think there's probably more masses that are worried about than...
But I mean, I would still say that primarily the majority of people are oblivious to it.
Yeah, but a majority of people probably don't realise.
No, but there's still a lot...
Yeah, okay.
There's still a lot of kind of, oh, well...
Yeah.
Just kind of whatever. I mean, we were talking about someone yesterday that didn't have a clue about a relevant topic. Yeah.
Didn't you would think it was just a given?
I bet that person isn't the same. It isn't alone by a fucking million miles.
And we can't say the thing because it wouldn't be fair.
But I think that there are people that are more more awake than, and I'm not using that term because I fucking hate all that bullshit talk that people use, like sheep and awake and all that. I fucking hate it. Bootlicker, all this kind of, I fucking hate it. Bullshit.
But I use the word sheep a little bit.
But I think there are
Always have done.
people that are maybe just a little bit more. But then, are they put in to test us? Are those people
but then you
loaded
go
up?
round. But then you see. I believe there's more people that are awake. Now time's going on. The internet's getting bigger. I get it. I get where you come from. It sounds like you're fucking mental.
I know.
If you were sat here with, say,
But that fits. That would fit their
maybe-
agenda.
yeah.
Oh God, now I'm fucking.
Yeah,
but
you
that
do
would.
but if you were sat here with, like, Jules,
Yeah.
my mate, bloody good mate, he would just think, he'd be like, no. He'd just think you're a fucking mental case. So I talk to him about stuff nowhere near on this level. And not that I can't talk to him, because I can, but he's got no opinion on it whatsoever. And that's fine, because he's quite happy with living in this as it is.
And yeah, why wouldn't you be?
Sometimes I wish I was. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm Christian or Hindu and I believe there's a God and I believe in X and I totally believe in the Bible. And
Some people really. I've got family members that there's no doubt.
I would love to be like that, like the Badil and Skinner.
Yeah, absolutely
Because
no doubt.
Actually, then you have no doubt and you believe. This is what you believe. It's like I believe that I've genuinely got the best job in the world.
Yeah.
And no one can tell me any different. I can't think of another job other than I think I'm getting older. I'd love to mentor people and shit like that sort of comes close to it and help people.
Is that a construct as well? The concept of getting old?
That's what we say. I think if you use that
Weird
language,
that we have to measure everything.
yeah. I think if you use those words like, oh, I'm getting old, or I think you're subliminally putting stuff inside of your brain. Like I said to my dad said, oh, been retired nearly 4 years now. I'm not retiring. As in, it doesn't mean I'm not going to take my foot off the gas, but I'll never say I'm retired or semi-retired.
Because all that really happens is your skin just gets a little bit kind of wrinkly.
Yeah, literally, you're the same thing as when you were born.
Yeah.
It's just experiences that create something in scars and accidents and.
Because the controllers, God, I really am. Do you know what it looks like in my mind, right?
You must have some heavy strings holding onto your fucking head, I tell you.
Is, you know, like it'd be like a big panel like that, and then there's like a glass window, and there these people or whatever.
What do you think that they're now going? This fucker's on it.
Are looking down, like, and there's this big planet. That's what I think it looks like. And
I've got no.
And we're in teams. You know, everyone's responsible for, you know, a country. The thing is, we think we're so much, don't we?
Yeah, humans do. Yeah, that's a great point.
We think we're so much. Like, you know, in a game, like if you play GTA or anything like that, the computer doesn't render the whole game. It only renders enough for you to see.
Yeah. I do think sometimes when I'm like driving around or I'm going to a dinner party, I think, God, it's like, whatever, 5-6 billion other people doing stuff.
How do you know there is?
Well, exactly. Right now, but is it happening right now? Are they doing something, or is it not there?
Because I think that the chances of us meeting every single person in the world are pretty much null.
Well, zero.
Zero. Even someone like Biden or a big president.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be able to.
Like
People living like the Amazon rainforest have discovered.
Do they?
Well, who's Biden then? Well, you could.
No, but if we try and stick with the now, right?
Well, that's what I'm doing. That's what I said about the Amazon rainforest.
Yeah,
So the
but
tribes
we
there,
see Biden on the telly,
they're getting
and people have
discovered.
met him in person.
Well,
we
people reckon he's wearing
assume.
a like, rubber mask or that shit, don't they?
But apart from that, there could be like just a few hundred people.
I know.
Do you know, there could literally be...
I know. We could sit here for literally fucking days. I've got so much more to say. This is definitely something we've got to come back to.
They're just literally, yeah.
So in summary...
Are we summarising already? How long have we been on?
2 hours.
No, we haven't.
Fucking bet you we have.
No, we haven't.
That's been a solid hour. That's interesting. I need to look at football scores soon as well.
How long have we been on?
It is about an hour.
Okay. Can I see on here? 59 minutes and 24 seconds.
Who's the motherfucking time master now?
Yeah,
Hey,
there's
Farley.
so much more to say.
Yeah, I know. It's and we have to revisit this again and go through it again.
I know you want to summarise, but I just got to, you know, it's about the scales tipping, and for me, there's a whole lot of stuff that doesn't make sense. You know, why are there still people on this planet alive today that can't even have water?
Don't even fucking get me started on that. People still, that was a glitch. People...
I think, look, they're trying to turn you off. Trying to shut you down. Oh shit, let's not think about that. You think about all the people that get like, I'm going to go on to it in a second because it's one of my points, but yeah, go on.
Why are there people starving? Like, living on the street when there's...
I don't mean to poo-poo that, but not even basic homelessness, right? I'm talking about Africa, where literally they cannot have fresh water.
Yeah, everything like that. Yeah, everything. And the above, and even more, whatever you can think of. That's what I mean. Surely to God, like they're... Like,
forget God.
Like back fucking 40 years ago.
Forget God.
And they've raised, what, over £1 billion?
Forget God.
Where's that money gone?
We spent, in Bude alone, over £250,000 moving a brick building 100 metres back from the edge of a cliff.
Yeah, I know. I don't
need to say anymore.
I know.
But there is someone right now waking up that is going to have to walk miles and miles with a bucket and put it in a dirty river and drink that water. Or are they?
I don't know. I don't like it though.
And here's another one.
I don't like that.
Tough subject, so I apologise in advance. Cancer. Why has it not been cured?
I don't know. Maybe it's just too complex.
Really? Look at all the things we've achieved.
I know. I am slightly in the camp of I think it should have been cured by now. I mean, supposedly there's been research done with marijuana and all that, and
which is illegal.
Plant that grows that can just be grown. You know, I think that should be legalised. This is another subject. I think it should be legalised, marijuana. Alcohol that's killing how many people a year, costing the NHS how many billion a year. And I get like about like heroin, it's made from poppies. So there's a system in place like crack, and the way, or cocaine or whatever it is, it's made with like petrol or diesel or whatever it is. That shouldn't be available.
No.
I think there's a case for it to be. I suppose there is with the liquid methadone. I suppose there is in a way, but I think there's a case for it to be controlled to help people, not made legalised where it's controlled. But I think it'd be interesting if you could hear that one back.
Stomach.
Yeah. You're fucking eating yourself. You lost like fucking 2 kilos. You're like, but there's a case. I think marijuana should be legalised because how come alcohol's okay and marijuana's not?
How come in the 60s and 70s and I think 80s and 90s we were fucking going up to space every 10 minutes? Not been for ages.
No, we haven't been up past the air. There's a point where we haven't been past
for ages.
Yeah.
Well, we've not been back to the moon for fucking donkeys.
No.
Oh shit. What if the space station is where the controllers are?
Am I going to have to fucking get you sectioned in a minute? Do you believe in space?
It would make sense to me that that's where the controllers are.
You
It's
okay?
not space, is it?
You
It's
okay,
just
hun?
up.
You
Oh,
okay,
it's
hun?
The fucking looking out over there.
Dude, fucking hell.
More questions than answers.
We've literally sat here and we've opened up.
a can of worms.
Oh,
No.
you let me down.
Sorry, buddy. Opened up a... Oh, sorry. Pandora's box. Right, I'm sorry. We're
That
going to have
Pandora
to go.
was just opened.
We love you, Pandora. Shout out to Pandora in her box.
Yeah.
Okay. See you next time.
I'm
sorry.
Are
Go
you
on.
taking the fucking piss?
Well, I haven't done it yet.
So
buddy.
I wanted to summarise.
You summarise. Go on.
No. I wanted to summarise, and you were like, "Oh, we're summarising already." So then we spoke, and then, like mid-flow, you want to turn it off because it's under your terms. Is that right?
Yes, I am a selfish individual. Summarise.
So to summarise, we're actually no fucking further forward. No. So I believe in. I think I made it quite clear. We both have very similar beliefs, and people will probably listen to this and think you're mental, I'm mental.
That suits their agenda.
But no, that's not about an agenda at all. That's about just their beliefs.
What if I die tonight now? If I just to shout out, right? If I get any kind of thing now happen to me, we know that what we've spoken about has hit a nerve, and hopefully what I've just said is enough to make them up there think about not
Are
making
you being
something
fucking
happen.
serious?
What?
You are being serious.
Yeah, totally. Well, you were just having a glitch just a minute ago.
I'm getting mild, very mild anxiety. It's genuinely. So I'm like, fucking hell.
Oh, God.
Maybe that's a glitch. That look. I need to fucking go and get some air.
Is it air?
Oh, fuck off. On that note, love you all.
Love you all.
Bye.
See you next time, hopefully.